Hey, that is
out there against the mainstream media and say, you're going to call us racist, you're going to call us potential Timothy McVeighs, fuck you.
All right. We do have war going on here. Good morning. It's 10:17, Oct 23. We are swinging from the rafters here. Listen, I'm just going to touch here on the cattle here because cattle's in the news, okay? Anything that's swinging around. Oh, by the way, coffee. Anybody drink coffee? I got an olive line, babe. Anyway, here's the Dees Live cattle here. Let's look at it here. Yesterday, feeder cattle went limit down. Lives did not, but they were down about $6. Oh, we only closed down $3 here, but we were down big. And we were almost down limit. Anyway, here's possible pattern here, okay? Come back up here. Yesterday, we saw lower highs in a particular time frame, okay? This is how the algos hide it. Anyway, here on a longer term time frame, this is today, right here, this green bar. Look at where we just came up here. It's 10:18, okay? This is kind of like the time if you're looking to fade a market to sell it here. But this was the 8:30 bar this morning, and this was the second bar. We came right up here. This is how you would read the charts. You see a red. You might want to learn what they are. You might want to, you do want to learn what they are. Anyway, here you can see we took out this bar and reversed here, but we did not get over this bar in yesterday's time frame, okay? And here you have this level here, okay? You got an old high here. You got an old high here. I have it all mapped out. Here, look at this. Okay, that comes in. Look over in the right-hand price column, 43 double. So 43 double, we got a number. 43.40, we got a number. All red. Okay, this changed from yesterday. If you've been watching these videos, why? Because we made new lows and because we are so close to the high. This was the first limit down day in feeder cattle. Okay, feeder cattle is the one. Okay, yeah, look at this. I wouldn't buy this thing with your money. Okay, here we had a weak limp dick rally. Okay, in feeder cattle. Okay, here's the range. What do we got here? 63.80, okay, so we almost went up to 64, kind of gappy right there. And listen, this was the right here, selling it against right here. This was what I put out to clients yesterday. 71.40, you sell it under there. You don't know where the high is going to be here, but we were just selling it against the previous day's high because we had this limit down day. I look at that as a signal. Then what did we do? Yesterday, we ended up falling out of bed here. Let me put it up on my intraday. Okay, this is what we look like there. This is just, you look right here. All you have to do is look here. Don't look here. If something over here is important, I will have it mapped out on the right side. Okay, and so here was the limit down day, locked limit. Here was the next day. You come back up. They sell it against the gap. Okay. And then here you get the this is like a little limp dick rally. And then here, and then you close right here. This is on the 21st. Yesterday you open lower, okay, so the big guy sells it, the money manager sells it, and then here you creep back up to settlement price, and you just would have a buy stop here. You don't even have to have a buy stop up here, okay? My charts are sharp enough, you don't even have to put the, because it's from here to here, it'd be $600 per one lot. Okay, that's cattle. Here's hogs. Maybe. Oh, okay. Actually, if you're going to bottom fish in hogs, maybe, this is just a first time I'm looking at it. Here you had a revert. As a matter of fact, this is a daily chart. Here you had an outside up. You just went down there and made a new low, and now you're back over higher on the week. And here, you will have stops over here, 83.12. That's in hogs. All right. Let's go to grains. Let's go to crude oil here, because I've been touting this for the last week on the way down. So on my charts here, this was displayed. Okay, here, you know what? Here, hang on a second. Let me go find this. I am going to bring up a chart from... hang on. Okay, these are charts that I send out to clients, okay? and right in here, CQG charts. Okay, and so let's look for, I'm looking for on 1014. It was early in the morning. Okay, this is grains, NASDAQ, and crude, fast markets, okay? This is what went out on October 14th. Today's the 23rd, okay? Here, now I did doctor this up and put some of these things here, but you, without having this, these were the olive buys, okay? You got some, here. Okay, this would be up in the upper left-hand corner. There's a lot of information here. If you trade crude, this would be what you'd be looking for, okay? Here's the green. This green was a buy, okay? You gapped underneath it, and all of a sudden it's a pivot sell. Here you come down to the orange. There's two oranges here, actually. Two olives right here. Two of these oranges are at the same exact spot. Here, you kind of hold it on a closed basis. We don't really care. Okay, yeah, here, maybe that was the bottom or something. Anyway, all of a sudden we gap lower here in the day session. Here, actually, what was the range? 59.40 to 53.40. 59.40. Okay, so this was in the overnight. We did trade up here. This is in the bank hours, okay? I have reasons why, if in fact you wanted to learn. And anyway, so these are the levels here. 56.41, okay? Let's look at some of these other ones here. This was in the corn. This just struck me as a hell of a lot of volume within 1 penny. 410.5 to 11.5, okay? Because the charts are in on the last thing is in eighths, 410 and 7/8, okay? We're at 412.5, and I had this pointed out. 410.5 to 11.5, 47,000 contracts traded, okay? This was, we took out this low by a hair. There was an old low at 410.5. Oh, I'm sorry, this is 10.5. Oh, okay, this was the day we hit 409.25, okay? So you got a long-term upward sloping trend line. We're looking to buy corn, okay? Because corn has been good, okay? We're just in a sideways range, and the yields aren't there. All these things my farmer clients tell me here. Here's the beans. This is no beans. 10.01 in the goats. You can see you got something there. $0.50, $10.50. Okay, and we're looking to buy these things because the yields aren't there. That's what I've been hearing. Okay, so that's what I share. This is the Jan beans here. 20.25 is a green, one of these green X's. 10.19. That's an old low. Okay, this is just when it's unfolding here. Okay, here's wheat. Wheat causes cancer. Okay, but wheat today, it does not. Wheat is the. Hang on. Well, we'll go look at the live charts. This is gold and this is silver. Okay, this is enough looking at this chart here. Okay, let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this. This is what crude looks like today. Okay, this is what crude looks like today. This is the bank hours. Okay, we're up like $3. Okay, so what do you got, NASDAQ? I got 62.10 as a red. Got another red up there. Okay, remember these two? We had two olives, two sequences. So we got two reds up here also. Here's that pink line over there, which we got over it. Anyway, the high 62.10, 62.12 is the print high. And now what are we doing? What's the little pattern there? Okay, enough of that on crude. You need to know something? Email me. ARP at me at NASDAQ. Okay, let's go through. We're going to go as fast as we can here. Here we go. This is corn. Okay, let's take a look at this. We got another little head and shoulders here. Neckline. Buy it over there. I think we're going to run stops. Now, listen. Okay, it might not pan out. It might not pan out. Yesterday, we had an outside down day 2 days ago. Okay, that's why I liked having buy stops. That I said there would be buy stops over here. But we're in the middle of harvest here, okay? So it hasn't paid chasing rallies. 419 is a long-term trend line going down. And then we got this one. Breakout buy. Okay, breakout buy. Here you came into it, and we kind of held it on a closed basis. Here you got a double bottom. Okay, that's corn. I said let's talk about wheat here. Here's wheat. Right here. Okay, right here. We did have an olive buy, 493. Now, wheat's really making multi-year lows, okay? So you say, well, how can you have an orange underneath there? Because that's even longer term. This is like something that's a decade old, an orange. But this was an olive buy. Where's the thin olive, you're asking? Up here, 40 cents higher, okay? 40 cents higher, and this is here. Once we got under it here, This is not a play, but this is how the algos can play it. The L of a buy becomes a sell. And here you can see we finished the month of August right there. Now you get a little reversal down. Anyway, that's wheat. Let's go look at silver here. Silver's kind of live here. Here's a little, this brown trend line, 49.27 right now. Okay, head, shoulder right here, shoulder right here. I have a couple of them drawn. Okay, this will be another neckline up here. To sell, the first time up. Okay, so here silver is up $1.30 here, but what are we? Oh, we're still only 24 cents off this high. What's a pattern? We got some higher lows in this particular time frame here. Let me blow this up here just in case. This is gold. Gold had some olive buys here, okay? Here you can see this was that big bloodbath sell-off here where we broke. How much did we break? Down 46 bucks. I think that was only in, down 57 bucks per time frame. So here we got an olive line buy. This was in the middle of the night. I'm sorry, this is at like 18 to 6:36 p.m. Okay, so here I have the 24-hour sessions in here in the metals here now. Okay, we're absolutely balls to the wall. And if you need numbers that are, 20, 30 bucks apart in gold, okay, since gold is 100 ounces is $1,000 at 10 bucks. 100 times 10 bucks, $1,000. Okay, they do have minis. If you want to trade, you need a broker. Okay, I'm here too. Just email me, ARP@NASDAQ. Anyway, this is what we were. We did the retest here. Now look at this one. 40.29 was the low. Okay, and we did come back here and look at this. We split these olives. 40.25.10 was the low here. And then here on a retest, olive line 1 holds. Okay, this is just right here. You're talking a $2 stop. Okay, and I'm serious because then you want to go back down to 17. You might want to buy that because you're over this and you're gonna put a stop under here. What is that? 4,000. Okay, so that's gold. What else we got? Stocks. I think we're going to call this a wrap. Okay, here, this was bean oil here. This is a longer term pattern here, okay? We made a low. Bean oil's been the star performer this year, but we got whacked. They're crushing as many beans as they can, record amount of beans, and they're still not, the bean oil stocks are going lower, which means there's demand. So here, you buy it against this low, okay? And then the next week, this low. It's right above here. What is this one? 49.72. What was this low? 49.68, okay? And you got a trend line off some old highs here. Now you get back over. As a matter of fact, look at this chart. We never closed, the black trend line, dotted trend line, long-term trend line, never closed under there, okay? Now that might not be your particular style. You might be trading from an hour to an hour. Okay, looking to bang 2, 3, 4 grand on a, could be one lots. Not here in the bean oil. This is $6 a tick. So 100 points, which we rallied 100 points. This was a buy here. This was a buy. So long term. That'll be a longer term trade. Here's NAS. Okay, you know what? Hang on a second. Let's look at coffee. Yeah, this is live, babe. This is coffee. If you've been... Oh, did I let that run the whole time? I forgot to hit pause. Okay. If you've been following this for a while, D's coffee was different than March coffee. This is March coffee because we're getting ready. These New York contracts go off early, so I like to roll because if I got any trend lines to make sure they're good. Anyway, these would be olive sells here. We came up just shy of olive line 1, 7, 7, and then we break. Here you got a 7, and then we do this bottleneck here. Second time around, they're loading the funds up, and you break. Now, so if one was looking, 416 half and 408, call it. I'm going to approximate it. Uh-oh. Now we're under these trend lines. We are under this old high. Look out, man. And then, so the same kind of pattern I did on the video before. You could go from an olive to buy green, okay? And if you get over this olive, these were all-time highs. The sky's the limit. You even got guys at the club. One guy lives in a mansion, and he's telling me, he's like, have you seen how much coffee was? It used to be $9 for 3 pounds. Now it's $22 at Costco or Sam's. So that's coffee. You need a coffee chart or something like that, or you need everything. I got a very reasonable price, 80% off what I pay for this software. And if you use CQG, and you're hunting and pecking and you're learning, and you're just like, hey man, give me all that stuff. Okay, give me all that stuff. I could give you every page. Hang on a second. Where does this go? Oh, okay. I give you every page here. Here, we got page here. Look at all these pages. Here. Equity. Okay, just up on the top there. See, I got FANG stocks, China, FX, no. Ags. You need some ag charts? These are all ag charts, okay? Bean, corn, KC, Chicago, bean. What else we got? KC, Chicago, bean, wheat, bean, corn, okay? In all the different months, okay? You need some of that research, get a hold of me. 509 here in the wheat. We'll see. I think this is getting ready to run. This is totally getting ready to run here. And we're over some old lows here. Let's just look at this on a daily. See, we start getting over old lows to a floor trader. That's telling you something. Where you might just run and buy it, and then sell it MOC. Take the money and run. So okay, you trade cotton. I got an olive line to sell you in cotton. What else? Oh, copper. Yeah, copper's up 1,100 today. That's up 2%. Tesla in the news. You got a couple $100,000 in Tesla. Maybe you want some charts. Oh yeah, look at this. You know what? Olive line 1 in the dollar. I'm not going to show it right now here, but the dollar. I got an old olive line 1. We got over it, but here it could fail here. It's been the high the last 2 days. 98.92. 98.94 is the high. 98.80 last, up 12 and a half ticks. Oh, look at this. Even cocoa. Holy moly, actually. Wow, cocoa's just rallied 500. We're up 85 ticks this morning. So you need something, give me a call or email me, arp@nasdog.com. I'm doing the social media here. This is all free. It takes time and stuff like that. If you'd like to support me, that'd be appreciated also. Find a way to do it. Or just get a 1-month package, okay? And you're like, okay, I'll throw this guy. Yeah, you know what? I bought 10 of those contracts and made $5,000. Yeah, okay, I'll support that because I like that guy being on there. All right, thanks for watching. Have a lovely day. Always use a risk stop to stop the risk. Have a nice day. Be careful out there. It's war.